Python tutorial, and today we are going to be writing a Python application to build a simple calculator. And this video is for Python beginners, and it will be step by step, very easy. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button so when I make a new videos in the future, you will get notified. Okay, with that being said, I want you, if you don't have VS Code installed, you can go ahead and open your browser. And by the way, I will link these down below in the description so you guys can just click on them and navigate there. And once you're in VS Code main page, I want you to hover on this drop down, and if you have Mac OS, you can click download, and if you have Windows, you can choose the second option, Linux the third option. Okay, in my case, I already have it installed, so I don't need to download it. And I also want you to navigate to python.org. Like I said, I will link this again to the description so you guys can access it. And once you're in the Python main page, go ahead and hover this download and just click download. But you also have the options for Mac, Windows, etc. Okay, with that being said, I want you to go ahead and open your terminal. Search for terminal. I'm using Mac, by the way. And once you're in the terminal, I want you to go ahead and navigate to the desktop by typing cd space desktop. Okay, cd space desktop. When I press tab, I have the auto completion, so I don't need to type everything. I don't need to. Okay, click enter. And once you are, now we are on the desktop. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a folder by typing mkgir space and the name of the folder that you want to create. In my case, I'll just call it calculator. Okay, calculator. Enter. And you can see that the folder is created right here. And once it's created, I want you to navigate to that folder that we just created by typing cd space calculator. Okay, and once we are inside the calculator folder, I want you to create a new file. You can call it whatever you want. In my case, I'm gonna call it main.py. So you can type touch. This will create a new file, space main.py. Okay, and to open it in VS Code, just type code space dot and enter. So this will open the VS Code. Okay, this is the file that we just created in the terminal. Okay, so the first thing I would like to do is to comment, to kind of do a little pseudocode. I'm gonna just basically comment message about what are we going to do, right? So the first thing that I want to do is say select an operation. Okay, so basically this is going to be our header. I'm just going to print message. I'm going to add double equal, a lot of equals, and just say select an operation. Just paste that in there. And I'm just trying to be fancy here. You don't have to do this, but I like to do it just to make everything clear. Okay, so what are the operations? What are the operations that we are going to select? We're going to have 4 options to select. 1 is going to be for addition, 2 for subtract, 3 for multiply, and 4 for divide. So let's go ahead and do that. So I want to print. The first option is going to be add. Okay, I'm just gonna clear. I'm just gonna make, to be clear, I'm just gonna open a parentheses and open the plus sign. Okay, so we are going to do the same for subtract, multiply, and divide. And let's go ahead and do that. So 2 is going to be multiply, and you can add an x there because it's multiplication. 3 is going to be, let's create them in order. This is the third one is going to be multiply. Subtract. Okay, and here this is going to be minus button, and multiply is going to be an x, and the fourth option is going to be divide. Okay, and we're going to add the divide sign just like that. These are just the options that the user can see when basically he wants to select an option, right? He will be like, okay, where are the options? Here they are. That's why we're writing those. Okay, and here I'm gonna type a message. We're gonna create a function to handle the operation. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that function. I think here is divide, not divide. Divide, not divide. Okay, let's create that function. Create function. So this function, we're gonna call it calculator, or you can call it whatever you like. I don't need this. Whoa, not sure what just happened. I don't need an argument inside my function. And here, what I would like to do is to create a variable called operation. Operation is going to be equal an empty input, right? Because what I would like to do is to create an input based on the option. Okay, so if we select the first option, that means we're adding. Second option, that will be subtracting. The third, multiply, and fourth, divide, etc. Okay, so I'm going to create an if statement. If the operation is equal to 1, what I want to do, I want to create two inputs. So I'm going to call the first input num1 is going to be equal an input. Okay, and inside this input, we're just going to enter add a message. So I'm going to say enter the first number. Okay, just add space like that, and we want to do the same thing for, by the way, it's a typo there. Okay, you need to add this. Okay, and the second number, I'm going to say enter the second number. Okay, but because I am I don't need parentheses. I get sometimes confused. I think I'm using JavaScript, but it's Python. But because we're using inputs, this is not going to be actually a number. It's going to be a string, but I can just fix that by typing str and wrap that inside like that. Okay, or you can do just a string like that and add one there. Okay, so I just prefer to do it this way. Okay, so if the operation is equal to the first option, I want to create two inputs and add the first number and the second number. So if I add the first number, the first value, and the second value, I want to print the result. So I'm going to say the sum, or maybe the result is going to be the first value plus the second value. Okay, so I'm going to say num1 plus num2 like that, right? Num1, sorry. Okay, like that. Else if the operation is equal to the second option, so it's 2, if it's equal to 2, I want to do the same thing, but instead of doing addition, it's subtract because it's the second option, right? Let me just fix the indentation like that, because this is the second option. So instead of plus, it's minus. I want to do the same thing for, just not to repeat ourselves, I'm just going to copy that. Same thing for multiply and finally division. but for the multiply, it's going to be the third option. So again, it's the same process. Instead of minus, now it's going to be star. This is going to be multiplying. And the fourth option is going to be divide. Okay? So now I'm just going to go ahead and call my function. So I'm going to say if underscore underscore name is equal to main underscore underscore main, I want to call the calculator function. I want to invoke it like that. And I think that's it. Okay, let me go ahead and save by Command S on Mac, and let me go and open my terminal. Let me close this. I don't need this. I don't need this either. I am going to run the file by typing Python 3 and the name of the file, which is main.py in my case. Save. Okay. Now, it says select an operation, and we have the first option, second, 3, 4, etc. So I'm going to type 1 for the first option, and it says enter the first number. So I'm going to say 20. The second number, let's say 10. And the results is 20 and 10. And that is not correct because I think I know what the problem is. It's because we're using the input, I think that is converting it to a string. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Let's go ahead together and fix that. I'm going to say here, just to right before the num1 variable, I'm going to say this is going to be an integer. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the number 2. And I'm going to all wrap them in a string by wrapping them in the parentheses and type here str like that. Just to avoid what just happened, I'm going to do the same thing for each. I just want to copy this. And here, this is minus. Do the same thing right here, but this is going to be multiply. The same thing right here. This is going to be divide for the fourth option. All right, so let me go ahead and save. Let me type clear just to clear your terminal. Type clear, enter, and let's go ahead and run the file again. Python 3. The name of the file, which is main.py. Enter. Now I'm going to select an option. So I'm going to start with the first option by typing 1. Enter. The first number, 20. The second number is 10. And the result is 30. Okay? And I want to go and do the same thing for the second option. So I'm going to type 2. The first number is 35. And the second number is 20. And the result is 15 because 35 minus 20 is 15. Okay? And now we want to do the same thing to test all the options. So I'm going to clear and run the file python space python 3 space the name of the file main.py. Enter. Third option, and at the value I'm going to say 20. It's going to be 20 multiplied by 2, and the result is 40. And finally, we're going to do it for the fourth option. Click type 4, enter. Interesting. Something just happened. Oh, I know why. Because here instead of 4, it's 2. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to just go ahead here and change it to 2. And to handle that, actually, I'm just going to print a message. I'm going to say print invalid entry. So basically this is what it's doing is an else if all the, let me make this bigger, if all these option doesn't exist, because we only have 4 options, 1 to 4, right? So if we add another option that doesn't exist, and then the Python, it will tell you, hey, this is an invalid entry, we don't have that options. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. Python 3 main.py, enter. So now if I click the fourth option, it's working. We're dividing now. I'm just going to say add the random value 28 divided by 2, and the result is 14.3.0. Okay, so now if I choose none of the options, it should print this is an invalid entry. So let's choose 5 because we don't have 5, and it said an invalid entry. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. By the way, I can make a video explaining why a lot of developers use this if statement. If underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to underscore underscore main underscore underscore, and then do this. I'm going to make a video explaining what is that and why a lot of developers use it. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope there is no confusion. It's very simple, very basic. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give it a like. And also you can hit that notification button. So if I make videos in the future, you will get notified. All right. Thank you so much and have a great day.